Everything the state has presented to this court, every time we've been here, there's been speculation about Mr. Arbery's motives and what he was doing and why he attacked Travis McMichael. I mean, I don't want to get involved in anybody else's defenses, but certainly from my client's perspective, again, the state is trying to prevent the defense from having a trial. How do you tell the defense that we can't talk about citizen's arrest? The court's going to charge the jury on citizen's arrest. So to say that we can't talk about it, the motion is premature and it's unsupported as a matter of law. And I would ask the court to deny it or defer it.
Some fireworks today inside that courtroom down in Brunswick, Georgia, in the case involving the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. The attorney you just saw, Kevin Goff, joins us live tonight. Let's bring him in. There he is. He's the attorney for William Roddie Bryan. Kevin Goff also with us. Jessica Swords-Burton, who's also counsel for Roddie Bryan. Great to have you both with us tonight. Kevin, I want to start with you. Everyone's talking about what you were talking about inside that courtroom today. Let me just throw this out there. Robbery, attempted burglary, aggravated assault, kidnapping, carjacking. Where's all that coming from?
Sure, that's coming from the Georgia law. I don't make it up. That's what's on the books. And those are all felonies. The attempt to commit those crimes are all felonies. And they're all reasonably inferred from what we believe the evidence will be presented to the jury.
And is your argument that based upon those allegations against Ahmaud Arbery, the right to a citizen's arrest existed for Roddie and for the McMichaels?
We believe that the evidence that will be admitted at trial will support a citizen's arrest defense. And I think, as you saw today, there may be more to it than the prosecution has acknowledged previously.
And let me ask you something else that came up in court today, again, on the record, was the handprint of Ahmaud Arbery on your client's car and fibers from the shirt. How is the jury going to know what happened there? How are they going to know? Is it going to be based just on that forensic evidence? Is there another video that we haven't seen? How is the jury going to try to figure out what happened there?
Well, our position is that the physical evidence alone supports the charge and the defense, but there is other evidence, among other things, should he choose to testify Roddie Bryan's own statements to law enforcement, which my understanding are coming into the case. I think the state acknowledged that today. So that evidence is going to be before the jury. Now, what they do with it, you know, they could draw the inferences that they choose to draw, but the evidence is certainly there to support the defense.
Jessica, how is Roddie doing? He's been locked up a long time now. I understand you had an opportunity to speak with him, spend some time with him. How's he doing?
Yeah, it was really good to be able to sit down and finally meet with him face to face. He's holding up, but you can definitely tell the toll that the entire case is taking at this point.
How would you describe the prospective jurors of Glynn County? You know, a lot of times we cover high-profile cases like this, Kevin, and there's motions to move them to other places. What's your feeling on the people of Glynn County, Georgia, and how they're going to be able to sit in on this super high-profile case and be fair and impartial?
You know, I've got great confidence in the jurors here. I've lived here since 1989, had many trials here, and I have every confidence that we will be able to pick a fair and impartial jury in Glynn County. You know, my concerns are not with the citizens of Glynn County. We are worried about people who are not part of our community, you know, what influence they may have, but we could try this case in Alaska and that same issue would still be there. As far as our local jurors, these are good, solid people. I feel like our community has been falsely maligned over the past year, and I think this is an opportunity for everyone to see that Glynn County and the citizens of Glynn County are capable of providing fair trials and impartial justice. In this case, will show that.
And Kevin, right now we're showing video of your client speaking to officers on the body cam. Is Is that video, is that what you were referencing in terms of the interview? Is that video you believe will be part of the evidence in this case?
Specifically, what we referenced earlier today was the transcript of the statement Roddie Bryan gave to the Glenn County Police Department the evening after the shooting. That's not the body cam. The citations were to that transcript of that interview. But certainly the body cam evidence is relevant to the same issues. Roddie has been pretty consistent all along as to what happened. And we're pretty confident the jury is going to know what happened. And when they see what's actually happened, I think there's going to be a sense of disappointment here, if not outrage, at the way that this matter has been presented to the public. Not blaming the media, but I think there's such a huge disconnect between what the public has been led to believe and what the actual facts in the case are. I think the prosecution, who are very talented lawyers, I think they're going to have a hard time living up to the expectations that they've created. But time will tell.
Another issue that came up today was the actual video, and there was some question on whether or not the video that was recorded by your client is actually going to be evidence in the case. I believe it's going to be evidence. From your perspective, and I heard from counsel for the McMichaels, that they believe the video helps them. How do you think this video impacts your client, since he's not on the video, but he's recording the video?
Well, I think the video is very helpful to my client. I'll let the McMichael lawyers speak for them in their defense, but from my client's perspective, I think it's pretty clear when you look at the video that Mr. Bryan is not armed, and he's not in communication with McMichaels. He's simply doing what any patriotic American would have done under the same circumstances. And I think that video demonstrates that, and the prosecution can try and spin that, and other people can try and spin it. But when you look at that video, that is not someone who's trying to do something wrong. That is someone who's trying to document what's going on. And frankly, without his efforts, what happened that day would probably never be clear.
And that video, no one knew about that video except for your client until he told police about it, right?
That's right. Without Roddie Bryan, there would be no case. That's just a reality. And he is, for whatever the truth turns out to be, whatever justice turns out to be, Roddie Bryan is the reason that the Arbery family will have their day in court. And we believe that when the jury sees that and really puts what he's done in perspective, that they're going to agree pretty quickly that Roddie Bryan committed no crime, which has been our position from day one.
Jessica, as you all get ready for this trial, with the world watching literally, what are your biggest concerns going in here?
You know, today we try cases in the court of public opinion, and I have to say that's going to be my biggest concern going forward.
That at this point, and that's a big issue, Kevin, because, you know, I have guests on every night on this program, and I always ask them, do they see William Roddie Bryan differently than the other two? And inevitably, they don't. They see them as a group, as a gang, as a lynching. These are the words that are thrown around when people, I ask on this show, you know, what they see and how they interpret what's going on. So how do you, is there going to be an attempt to differentiate your client from the McMichaels?
We don't have to attempt to differentiate Mr. Bryan. Mr. Bryan is the one armed with a cell phone, not guns. Mr. Bryan didn't shoot anybody. So, I understand that there are people out there pursuing their own agendas outside of this criminal case for their own reasons. But again, when you confine and look at the actual evidence the jury is going to hear, it's pretty clear that Mr. Bryan is in a very different position. We would submit than the McMichaels. And that's not to say that the McMichaels don't have a strong defense. We believe they do, and certainly our defense keys in many ways off of theirs. But if you put aside the hype and the spin, and you actually sit down and look at the evidence, and the video is just one part of the evidence in this case, then you see that Mr. Bryan has no criminal responsibility in this shooting whatsoever. And that's not really a close question. And I think today when some of these motions were discussed, with all due respect to the very capable lawyers representing the state here, I think you could see the wheels slowly coming off the prosecution's train here, at least with respect to Mr. Bryan. And we expect that that process will unfold as we get closer and into the trial.
And one final question for you, Kevin, which is why? Why was that video recorded?
Why was the video recorded?
Yeah, why was he recording the video?
I'm not going to speak for Mr. Bryan. I'm not going to speak for Mr. Bryan. If Mr. Bryan chooses to testify, he can do that at trial. But it seems pretty clear to me, just watching the video, that it's very clear that what he's trying to do at this point, all he's trying to do is document what's going on. As we have said from day one, Mr. Bryan is a witness to the shooting. He is a witness to the shooting and no more. And we believe the evidence bears that out, and we believe a jury will agree that Mr. Bryan bears no criminal responsibility here, that he is in fact innocent, and he has now been wrongly imprisoned, detained pre-trial now for more than a year. And we're confident that the jury, when they get this case, will let him go.
Kevin Goff, Jessica Swords, Burton, appreciate your time. I know it was a long day for you, so we appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us a little more insight into what happened inside the courtroom today. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. Good night.